Hello, my name is Kenneth Elliott. My company is Corky Software Design, and this is my first development video for my new game, Hidden in the Stars. It's my newest project. I've got a lot of the game laid out, planned, but the star of the game is the starship that you control, and so I am currently working on that. I'm not starting a video from the very beginning of Starship design because it's pretty simple. I'm trying to keep everything low poly, and you can see my ship is mainly just made out of primitives, just shapes that I twisted into what I wanted. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments of this video, and I will try to answer them. Basically, you see cylinders and more cylinders that are just made into the different shapes, whatever you need. I have learned how to do some force field effects on the back of the ship, which I thought were pretty cool. But today, what I'm working on is the front section here. It's pretty bland, pretty boring. There's nothing on it. Once again, I'm trying to stay within 3,000 triangles. I'm already at 2,800, but I don't have a lot of work to do. This all on the back, except for the shading, is done, because there could be a lot of these ships on screen at once sometimes, and I want to keep the game flow running smooth, even though I love these big starships, and really when they're high detail and photorealistic looking, I think they're really cool. But I've always wanted to make a starship game, a starship battle game, that isn't a bunch of flying around and shooting real fast like dogfighters. This game will be more like World War II subs. Tactical, slow, ship energy management. But like I say, the first part of the game, first thing I really need to anchor everything to and around is the starship. It's going to be pretty much the star of the game. So I've started working on it. Did a little video diary here to get some information out that the game is in development. I've heard that's a good thing to do, so people know from day one that something's up. So the first thing I want to do is I have an assembly I want to build along the bottom. So I'm going to get rid of all the rest of this stuff. I'm going to make a cylinder. I know that I want my cylinder to be 8. I need the flat part forward. So we're going to rotate that thing 22.5 on the Z and move it on the X -16. Oops, what was all that? X -16. It should put it dead center of the saucer. And what I'm going to do, this is actually going to be what I'm building, but I've got to make a cutter. Let's get a side view. And the reason I've got to make a Boolean cut into this is you can see the underside is concave, goes up into the ship, and I want to make sure that this is the perfect lines with it. Let's move it down. Editing, move it down here. This should give me plenty to work with. Now I have to make my cutter, so I'm going to do that the actual ship. Let's go in and choose the face, not the vertices, I want the faces. So let's use them as the cutter. Oops, picked up a couple on the side I got to get rid of. There we go. I never knew that. You can undo them just by holding the other one. All right. So we should have our cutter. Let's duplicate it. See, it's duplicated. I didn't separate it. Let's try that again. Duplicate. Click, keep it highlighted, separate. Now I have my, let's see, what am I going to call this? I think the tractor beam is going to come out of the front. Forward, tractor beam. Forward, component. I'm trying to make up what I want to call it. Forward, bottom, sensors. Let's call it that. Good enough. There's a forward section. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. That is not going to be it. This is the forward, bottom, cutter. This isn't going to stay in. This is just the cutter part. So I go back out, I pick that, easy, and I move it down. See, now I have this perfect concave of the top. Before I cut this, I need to go in and pull out the parts I need. Let's select this here. How far out do I want these to go? This is forward. Let's just pick this, extrude. I really don't know what I'm going to do with them. I can always cut them off. It's going to be hard to make them longer. So let's make them really stupid long right now. How long did I make this? Extrude out. Say, leave it 3. Yeah, that don't work like I thought it did. I do need them to be about the same. I don't know what I'll do. Let's just do this. I'll make them ridiculous because I don't really know how to do it. I'll have to cut them too, I guess. That ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. I'm gonna think this through. Because when you pull it out, it does these median values. That's what I'm looking at. My X and Y is changing. We don't want it to be huge. Let's try there. So X on the other side will be positive 2.40. Let me write that down. Trying to make them exactly opposite. 2.4248. I don't know if the Y is going to become negative. I know the X will become positive. So we extrude it, stop here, and we go 2.4248. We're going to get that weird slant. But on the Y, if we go negative 1.0044, it worked. So now we've got exact on here, but what happens to here? Doesn't help us at all. I think just the X and Y changes places. So now we need negative 1.0044 for the X And the Y needs negative 2.4248. 248. Hey, it's a straight. It's a straight. Awesome, straight. Same thing here, and everything's positive. 1.0044. And 2.4248. Oops, what happened there? Did I grab a whole side? Oh, I didn't extrude it first. And 0.425. There we go. Cool. They're kind of going to look like torpedo bay launchers, but that's not what they're going to be because the game don't work like that. I just wanted to put something cool looking under here. So now let's turn back on our forward bottom cutter. And that whole assembly, is that going to be exact about how I want it? Because remember, it's concave. Let's do a file, save as. It didn't do me a start a day save. What is today? 28. That didn't work any yesterday. How about that? And we are at 15:16. And let's give it a name of start of day. I'm just getting started. Really haven't got started. I had a false start on this for some reason. Anyway, okay, let's go back. Wireframe it all. It's hard to see anything in the wireframe like that. Let's pick the cutter. GZ, let's drive it back up. Still think I want this to be kind of flat. Let's cut it and see what it looks like. Okay, let's take the whole bottom. Go back into it. I don't know if I can do it from here. Extrude, no, I can do it from here. Pick something, select all, extrude down to encompass the entire structure. Now the fun part begins. We go back to here. Nope. Need my bottom sensor assembly. Let's call it that. Why does it keep putting my stuff in the trash? Forward. I give things too long a name. Let's see. 4. Bottom. Sensor. Trying to keep my starships named well, if I can. But anyway, let's throw a modifier on it. Boolean. I noticed in these new versions of Blender 2.9, it seems like the Booleans are working way better than they used to work. Let's use the cutter itself and see what happened. Forward bottom cutter, cut it off, still there. Oops, I did it right. Okay. All right, turn it back on. I did something wrong. I want it to be cut. Okay, I got that. Adding the, maybe I wasn't in. All selected. Boolean. Give me that dropper. Now, I want the difference. In other words, take that away, subtract it out. And let's see what happened. Get rid of the cutter. Okay, what's going on here now? Why aren't we being cut? I want to cut that thing off right there where it's at. Don't want fast, I want exact. And there we are. Now what it should be doing is just slicing that thing off. Don't really want to apply it yet, but apply. Cut out the bottom cutter. This is perspecting. What is going on here? Let's cut off the whole forward section. No, it's still all there. What's this hanging up in the air? This just hasn't mined my day in Blender. Now go back to here. Ah, there's a line in it now. Okay. Usually it just subtracts them out, but it didn't. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna leave it to me to subtract them all out. That's fine, as long as it worked. Okay, let's alert faces. Going to leave that up there. We're going to put our quads back. Fill it. Fill it. How do we do this to make good quads? Anyone I wanted? I want everything to be quads that we can make quads out of. You know, what did it do? Is it? Yeah, it is. It's angled. Check it out. It's angled. So we got it. So we got what we wanted. And what we can do now to really make it save all the geometry on the inside, we select this. Let's go back into here. What is this? I got one stray vert down here or something? It says forward bottom assembly. Get rid of it. I don't want that little thing sticking down there. Just a line. Try to find select edges. Cannot select it. Wow. Oh no, that's part of the mirror for the bottom. Where is that? Okay, now that's out of the way. So go back to solid. Go back to this part. Go into edit. I'll throw another mirror modifier here. If I can find it. Not a mirror modifier. Boolean. You know what I'm thinking. We're going to cut it by the top. Let's see what happens. Cut it. Nope. Why is it not? Should be cutting this pretty easy. You can see it goes straight through the middle of it. So I'm trying to cut out. Really, I don't even think it's going to save me much because I'm just going to have the same verts down here. So even though I would be dropping it, there's no vertices that will be lost by cutting the thing off. What I could do though is just get rid of faces. That would probably save a little. Delete faces. So I've deleted the interior faces. So that saves me a few tries. Okay, well, it is what it is. See, it's empty on top. Okay, now, oh, it is going to mess me up because I want to cut. I want to lay these edges back and cut into them, you know, to give them that torpedo launcher look. So I really do need this saucer to cut into this doggone thing. Just got the modifier on it. I had to do an apply last time to get the cuts to show. There it is. For some reason they do not show until you do the apply. That is quite annoying. But we will truck on anyway. I will just do it myself. And delete those faces. I think I'm going to need the bottoms on them because of the way I'm going to cut them. At least on these outer ones. I really wish I did have screencast keys on because I don't have much to teach, but I got a little. So, but now we should have perfectly angled with the concave bottom of the saucer. And the bottom's angled, which I like that. I think that's neat. And I'm going to do a save right there. 15. Time is 15:28. Working on what I call this four bottom sensor array. Yeah, I like that better than assembly. Let's call it an array. Fits better right there. Okay, now what are we going to do to make these sensors look cool? Let's work with the front one a little bit here. I think I just leave it like that. And I'm going to have to make me something to cut in. But I want it slanted back some. So, what if we halved it? I'm going to try to half it because I got to keep everything even. Which I could just cut these off and mirror them. Probably be the best thing to do anyway. That way anything I do to this one, I'll automatically have it on the others. While I'm playing with it. I can even lengthen this out some, I think. I wonder, let's see, can I lengthen it out? How messed up would it be if I needed to? Because it does look a little short to me now. Or as wide as it is. Extrude, forward. It does dig into the deck some. But you know, that actually might look cool. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Let's make it easy on myself. Blip. Bloop. I did all this. Now we're just going to delete it. All that hassle for that. Now let's delete faces. That one, that one, that one also. Delete faces. No, I did use this, the front one, right? Yeah, okay. So now, don't need those, don't need those. They would be interior faces anyway. Let's take this, 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 this. It should be all of them. And let's separate it. There we go. What is this one? That's the forward bottom sensor array. So now we need to call this something different. Forward bottom. This will be the sensor array. I'm going to put like a little dome on there or something. Forward bottom. What do they call those things? Like when they shoot out a not a sensor. I don't know. Forward bottom. It's called an antenna. One. It ain't really an antenna. I don't know what to call it. But what we're going to do is we're going to go in and mirror that. We're going to mirror it Y, Z, Z, X. We're going to mirror it around the forward bottom sensor array. So where did they go? Where'd you go, guys? The Z1 will appear. Make sure I got the right thing picked. Didn't go out and get this. Forward bottom. That's why the modifier was on the sensor array. I don't like calling it an antenna. That sounds so old. Forward bottom. Sensor array. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I'll think of something eventually. Now I want to mirror this. Let's cut this back on. That's already back on. Mirror. Don't want X. We want it mirrored on this, not on anything else. Okay, why are you doing that? Why am I getting a double? You're not supposed to do that. Should be very simple to do this. Okay, I see it. I think it might have something to do with the origin. Object, set origin to geometry. Okay, that should work. Let's kill it. Let's try it again. Mirror. We want it to here. On the x-axis. So if it's on the x-axis, this red line is the x-axis underneath. So y is giving us this. Still got so much to learn about this thing. This should have automatically mirrored it on the back. Its origin is off as well, I see. See, I think it's using somehow a local array. I mean, it's local positioning. This may not work the way I think it is. It needs to work this way for me to have perfect replications of this sensor arm. Hey, that's it. For bottom sensor array arm 1. Needs, because it's got that slant, I wonder if that's causing a problem. Okay, gonna try something else. Cursor to selected. We're gonna add it in a mirror for it. I mean a arm. It's a base for it. Okay. Call it the sensor array mirror. Now, when we go back to this, knock that out. Let's use mirror instead. Ah. All right. So X works good off that. So it's not going to work that way. So I need these to be linked. Rotate on Z, not local Z, global. Rotate on Z, 90. Nope. And a 3D cursor, rotate on Z, 90. Okay, so just curious. I'll do this. All of them move. Ha! Yeah, there we go. So, whatever I do to this one now, it's going to happen to everything, which is great. That's what I wanted. Turn the forward section back on. I'm just wondering whether I need these to come out further. I think short ones will probably work pretty good. Okay, we're going to cut into it now. Let's get another cube. Before we start cutting this, just save. I know it hasn't been that long since it's saved, but cube, EX, move it out, get it down, let's move it up further. Z. Hmm. Straight it into here. Oh, I have an idea how to make it look cool. Oh, I know what I want. Figured it out. Okay. GX, let's move this back some. Actually, probably going to need to see it from the side. See the kind of cut we want in. Figure it out this way. Let's try it about there. This. Let's merge these at last. Merge this at last. Then we take this whole assembly again. Move it over. See the width of it compared. Probably want it to be a little wider. Scale on Y. That. GZ down. Rotate it on Y just a bit. Kind of eyeball. It's pretty level. I'm going to cut all the way through it though. So what we'll do is doop, doop, you and you. G, Z. Erasing the whole thing. Why is the whole thing going up? GZ. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, proportionals. Back on again. Why is it back on? GZ. So now, don't really want it to be flush with the deck. I don't want it to come to a point, because then we'll lose our quads. Oops. G, G, Z. There we go. Why is it doing that? What am I missing? All of them selected. Somehow I know I got duplicates down there. Okay, let's go back. Select this whole assembly here. Everything linked. Do a cleanup. Easy. There we go. Easy. Don't want it at a point, but I want it close. There we go. That'll be good. Now, GX. Start going back from right at the beginning to there. All right, let's cut it. Back out of this, go to this. We're going to add another mirror modifier. No, not mirror modifier, dummy. Boolean. Going to be cut by. purpose. Bottom SA arm cutter. It shouldn't be in trash once again for some reason. So I don't understand why I cannot. Once it's in there, it should be. This probably ought to be moved to first. Cut and then mirror. Let's close this up for the time being. Ah, now this time I can see it without having to actually do the cut. Don't like the fact it hasn't been mirrored over here, but I can do this really. Actually, I can duplicate, spin 90 degrees. I don't really need these really. Now I'm trying to decide, do I like that or not? Let's spin the ship back over. Look at it up front. And what we're going to do is pull these down. I don't know if I like them or not. Let's try something anyway. They're going to bother me while I apply. And I can work on them. Some useless vertices there. Okay, why can't I dissolve you? Oh, you know, it might actually come in handy. Got some duplicates. Let's do a little cleanup before we start working, because it looks like we got duplicates. No, it says nothing removed. Just got some litter. Oh, that's not going to work. I will just move them all together. They don't want to leave. Actually thinking about Give me just a second. I'm kind of looking at some of my references here. And that's the best way to get some ideas. Nothing really popping out at me. But I'll keep working on it myself. maybe I should have just, maybe I should do this. Let's try this. Oh yeah. What I'm trying to figure out, I know what I want to do in here. Let's try something. Let's subdivide this side. Just playing around to try to find something that works for me. What happens when I move those down? Ah, yeah. I don't want them to be any lower than these two. So on the Z, where are you? They're at this. So copy. Paste. Where'd the other one go? Paste. Man, a weird artifact here. Easy to fix. Delete the face. X. Remake the face. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Now, what if I actually did this too? Meet. Meet at last. Oh, yeah. Liking that. Liking that. So let's pick this and hide it. Still works. Just see where we at now. Cut everything on for the ship. Do a big ol' select all. 2944. I'm gonna bust my 3,000 limit, but not by much, I don't guess. But I like that. Look at that. That's a cool looking low poly doodad. Now we're gonna make an inset so we can put some color in there. Let's pick. I hate when I do that. Hide all that. Okay, we need to do it again. I go to hit 1 to switch to vertices, and for some reason that's a hotkey for hiding everything. I have no idea why. Now, just click the face. Let's do a little inset. And let's extrude backwards. Not that way. Let's go for the local. Extrude. Y. Okay. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. That's going to be cool once I color it in. I can live with that. Short term, we can deal with that. Might be long term, who knows? I'm looking for low poly, so what we're going to do is duplicate it, hit it, rotate it 90. Nope, gotta rotate it around the 3D cursor to make it look right. Why do both of them go that way, though? Should be able to hit rotate. Is it because of the mirror? Gotta be because of that mirror. I don't want to get rid of the mirror because I may do other adjustments later. But I do want to go ahead and make my duplicate stop. And these should be considered one, but they've got the mirror. What happens if I go apply the mirror to this one? Rotate Z 90. Okay. So I can always, because I've got the mirror on this one, so I can rebuild these pretty easy. But either way, I've got them all on there. Ta-dee-da-da. Here's one thing I want to do when I'm thinking about it. Bottom of this ship looks way sharp. So time we got 356. Ready to bevel saucer. Let's do that. I did it again. Oh, I've got to go in and change that hotkey. Choose some. Now I can do it. Now I can hit the side. Fire right here. Doesn't go very far. For some reason it's broken in there. I don't know if it's because of the odd angles or whatnot. But like I said, I was trying to keep it low poly, so we're not going to make much of a bevel, just enough so it doesn't have this horrible sharp edge. Just more of a stylized bevel. Control B. There we go. How does that look? Let's see. Helps. I think it helps some. There we go. That one worked. Control B. That's not working. Bevel. It does not want to bevel the bottom. Wonder why. B. No bevel for the bottom. I just don't get that at all. Well, let's try this. Let's do, oh, look at this. Where did this come from and why does it exist? Beveled something. It looks like it beveled the wrong. Okay. See why now. That was selected by accident. And we'll go back and try again. Maybe better if I look at it right side up when I bevel the top. Control B. Just want a nice one. What if I did it with 2 instead of 1? Don't really even look like it's worth it then. 3 will give it a little bit of a curl over the edge. Okay. I think that works. So, Mr. Bottom Layer, why won't you do it? Control B. That's real good right there. So I'm going to just save while I got it. $16.02 here. Bevel. Good. Why can I not bevel my bottom? It looks like it's trying, but it just doesn't want to go anywhere. Probably doesn't have anything to bevel against, so maybe. A hole in the ship. Just making sure it wasn't duplicated. I was trying to think of a good way if I could maybe put another line around here. Maybe it'd let me bevel. But I don't know a good way of doing that. So I'll just leave it flat for now. I won't fight it for a long time. But anyway, I think that looks good on the bottom. Now I need to put in something on here. It looks a little dull with nothing on it. Let's add in a sphere. There's a low a little flatter. It sticks out a little much like that. Let's scale on Z. Point at the top. No, I don't know if I like that. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Leave it. Let's try sphere. Just Just a regular UV sphere. Scale it down. It's going to cost me a few more triangles. Flat scale on Z only. Z. Right there. It looks kind of bland like that, but if we light it up, probably look pretty cool. Just a low level light. Because it's a big sensor dome. But how many tries are in that alone? Good Lord, it's 1600 in that alone. No wonder it looks good. It's way too big. Alright, delete that. That throws my budget out the window. We'll do another sphere then. Let's say 8, since we're going hexagons a lot anyway. 8, what does that give us? Still 802. More with our low poly look. I don't know if I should spin it. Rotate it Z 22.5. Levels. Yeah, it looks better if it's leveled in with everything else. Easy. Like that. Does it look obnoxious sticking out the bottom? Probably not with the rest of the ship. Add it in. No, not really. Add in the rest of the ship. It's not bad. Okay. So what we can do now, we can cut off forward section. We can wireframe that. Go in. Cut off everything we don't need to see. Now, tries are 270. All right. The only thing I would like more is if I could have beveled this. But we're at 3,200 tries right now. Really, they're telling me now low poly or game asset is between 3 and 5, but I was trying to stay at 3, but which I got some stuff that's overlapping here in the back I can cut out. Haven't really got to the optimization of any of that. But I'm liking that. I like that a lot. I think it'll be cool once I get it shaded. Now, the top, I'd been looking at before. What I was going to do is, here's the middle. Let's do faces. Just going to take what I already had. Got something Z fight right there. I don't know why. Extrude Z. Oops. Some level extrude Z. Just come up a little. All right. Then what I was going to do, merge it last. I wanted to try something else. I wonder if I can do something like this. How destructive it would be, how much more it would add. I did just a small bevel on the edge. I don't know. So that would make it look like it rounded off into the deck a little more. Do the other way, it would keep me from having any more not too bad. I think it's workable. Of course, I'd 1, 2. Does that make a quad out of that? I think it does, yeah. Okay, I got quads. Okay, let's say I do that just to save on triangles. Now I need something up in here. Let's try this. Let me cut off the engines. The sphere should be in the forward section. Yeah. Forward bottom main sensor. Down. Let's just say main sensor dome. There's only one main sensor on a ship. Main sensor dome. Okay. Why is this Z fighting right here? I've been seeing this and I don't understand why. If I go back to the neck, not much to it. I did it again. Get in there first. Now I can pick faces. Pick the face, delete the face. There's nothing under there. What could it possibly be fighting with? There's parts of the ship down here, but they're way too far. Probably it's the same thing here for some continuity. Like that, I don't even know what that did. I'll bring that down. That's going to make me have a triangle. Don't want it. I can just leave it there. Put in some lights. Oh, that would be cool. Shade these with lighting. Okay. Why are you doing that? Doesn't do it. I'll hit this. So it's got to be something with the conflict here. Okay. Anyway, what do we want? Let's call up cylinder. Let's bring him up. Let's rotate him 22.5. See if we can get away with 10. It's not going to have that much. Yeah, 10 at 22.5 is not going to work. 10, it's 36 and a half, would be 16. And 60 degrees divided by 10 is 36. Divided by 2 is 18. So, oh, and I accidentally already made it part of the, oops. Oops. I need to remake it again anyway. Cylinder. Need to bring it up. Try 10. Rotation on the Z should be 18 degrees. It'll give us a flat window in the front, right? No. 36 degrees. It'll give us a flat window in the front, but not on the sides. So if I do something like what else is buried in here? Hide. Okay. So actually I like that. Where it goes. Oops. Ta-da. I like the way it stretches down a bit. Could take this, scale it on the Y. Give it a little bit angular going towards the back. Now let's put forward section back in. Ooh, oh yeah. It's supposed to be edges. Yeah. Like that. What's a big streak down the middle there? What do we got going on here? It's some kind of what is this? This could be some kind of forward view screen, whatever. But I first have to figure out I like that. It's all of a sudden got a little Klingon in it. Why do I? One thing we could do, I guess, is just delete that face to see what's under there. Just cut off the neck. Maybe we need to break it up a bit. Now I see what happened. When I brought the end together, I came a little too close. Yep, right there. Let's rescale on the Y and see if we can bring it back apart. Crossed. Just got a little cleanup to do back here. Let's take this and this and merge it last. These need to be quads anyway. I like that one. I have to fix that. I think that's going to work out pretty good if I shade it right. Let's fix the errors that were in it. I need to turn this into a quad. See what happens if I get rid of this. 2, 3. We can make it into a quad pretty easy. Subdivide these two. Now, oops, I might have subdivided the wrong ones. Yeah, I did, because now I've made this an n-gon. Sorry about that. I just redo a message. Okay, let's see. I don't think that was the right way to go. I can suffer a triangle if I have to, but try not to. Here we go. Let's see the path. Now, these are quads. I think it would have been better if I could have split those points. I don't know. Still learning as I go. But either way, the bridge is quads now. Let's check it. Equal to 4. Anything equal to 3? Nope. All right. So let's lift the bottom. Wireframes so I can get them on. Trying to think of anything. I went and fixed that, and I don't even need that end. Let's see if we can just cut off the end. If it even matters. Do a little optimization here. Go back to solid. Everything looks fine. Wireframe, I think we lost the bottom, which is fine. Yep. Oh, I guess if I unmuted it. I've been working for like 20 minutes now and didn't realize I didn't unmute my mic. I've been talking like crazy. So I've been trying to explain to people who'd watch the video later what I'm doing, but all right. Rotate -90. Ooh, that looks like crap. How did that happen? Perfect on top. On the bottom, we got this weird angle to it. I see what's happening. Okay. No, I had it paused. I mean, I had it muted and didn't realize it. I don't understand why these came out right. They could be a little cockeyed. Let's delete all of them that I did. I didn't have the origin centered. Okay. Object, set origin to geometry. I don't plan on there being any Spock seers. Okay, let's delete this one. Duplicate it. Rotate it 180. Ah. No, there's no sound effects in here. Is that why you're making up your own story? No, I was asking you what you thought of my ship for my game. I've been working really hard on this thing. What's an angle grinder? All right, let's look at it dead on from the front. Easy, let's move it down so it comes out the bottom just a little. Yeah, didn't move it down far enough. Oh, I won't on the ship yet. Thank you very much. Oops, I think I just moved the whole thing. Yeah. Gotta be careful. I don't pay attention to what you're doing. You mess up everything you're going. No, no, they're going to be static. They're just going to have slots to plug stuff into, but you're not going to actually see anything visually because I'm doing this by myself, so I got to be smart. Skins, possibly. Yeah, to make the ships look different. And it could be different variants of ships. No, not pay to win. I'm doing one little thing at a time. Let's see if that looks like the bottom. Top looks like it sticks out a little bit more. Easy, so we're going to bring it down a little bit more. No, I don't plan on no pay to win. I like those little chevron looking things. Should have made a doggone duplicate before I moved them out here. I think Twitch has gotten a lot faster. See. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. That's all the delay. That's pretty good, isn't it? And I'm at 1080 right now. If you enlarge, I'm broadcasting in 1080. Okay, let's duplicate. Rotate -90. Should look right now. Oh yeah, it looks a lot better. Hit this again. Duplicate and rotate 180. Cool. All right. I like that. That's my little component thing. Oh, I just realized they are buried in part of the neck of the ship. That's not going to work. Well, there's a gameplay component, yeah, where this engine right here starts to rotate. And lightning and special effects and stuff. So when you go to the game's equivalent of warp, you know what I mean? Well, I can't call it warp. I got a copyright. But it'll be really going pretty good. Then when you come back out of the warp, it'll kind of rock and lock back into place. And I'm getting ready to shade it, like these engines and everything else. Like I've lighted the rear. See how the rear's been lighted? And if I cut on all the lights, you see the ship. And it's even got, if you look in here, you see the shadows move with the engines. I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, let's get back to it. Coming up pretty good, but I don't like... Nah, no need. Like I said, I'm solo, so I'm being very strategic about what I really need to make the game what I want it. Because I've still got to design a lot of space stuff, which a lot of it I can buy off the Unity Asset Store to fill out the map, you know. So I don't have to design everything, but there's some things I want. And I can design variants of the ship so that not everybody's got the same looking ship. But when the game first comes out, everybody's going to have the same ship. No, you're not actually in it. No, it's not a Star Trek game. It's copyright stuff that I can't afford. I'm going to move these a bit. Let's rotate them -45. Oops. Let's go +45. Well, it ain't working either. Should be -45. Okay, something ain't right there. Rotate. Yeah, it should be 45. There we go. It might put them all too close to the front. Rotate -45. And the back ones can be out here, but they get blocked too. You have to think of firing arcs and things like that too. Yeah, you can't, not with Star Trek. Paramount hangs onto that stuff with a death grip. You can't even make fan films longer than 15 minutes now. Okay. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. Let's rotate. I'm going to just measure it about like this. Let's say 20 degrees. Like I said, I gotta keep my wording different from other things that are already copyrighted. So I'm not saying anything out loud on the video yet. But you can look in your Discord right now and see what it is. Why the engine spins. What do you mean? Are you sure even using a disc is okay? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, you talking about the design of the ship? They actually have the Enterprise copyrighted. Yep. But it's a certain configuration. You can't have a disc with what they call nacelles sticking off the back. Mine's not like that. They can't, in other words, they can't copyright just the idea of spaceship. Yeah. So if I had this disc and a belly and the nacelle sticking off the back, I could get in trouble. But I don't have that. But I like the idea of a disc on the front. Really, I like Star Trek. It's just really the inspiration for the whole game. But I don't own Star Trek, so I've got to go different routes. Yeah. See, basically, I got the front's maybe a little bit Star Trek reminiscent, but the backs, I kind of got the idea from Battlestar Galactica. The middle, pretty much my own idea. But they're not exact copies of those products. So I think I should be okay. So I need to go -20. Oh, I don't think that worked right. Rotate, -20. That should be right. Oh, that's the game that already exists? Oh, that's messed up. It's so easy to mess things up. Okay, it looks like it's back in place. On Blender, if you're not careful, watch everything you do, you can just mess everything up. Rotate, -20. Okay, so that should put it exactly across from that one and exactly flat. Yep, and I had to raise it just a bit. Okay. Now we're back to where we were. Yeah, like little lightning bolts and stuff. In other words, it fires up. Yeah. The whole idea is that other players will have a visual signal that the ship is getting ready to leave. You know what I mean? To add a little tension to the game. Yeah. I like that. I would have liked for it to be a lot smoother. You can see the actual squares. Yeah, you got it. I think I'm going to have to move these bottom ones also. Rotate, -20. Oops. 20. That makes no sense. Rotate, 20. Rotate, -20. Packed pod racers. Well, they look like they worked out pretty good. Flat across the bottom. All right. Got that front one done. I think I'm on save right there. That part of it. Let's see, what time is it? 17. 17. Well, what have I done now? All right. Now I got to put the component spots on the back fins. I wish I had made a duplicate before I had crunched that thing. I wonder if I can straighten it back out. Duplicate. Let's put it out here. It'll be nearly impossible. I put it in wireframe. Take these G, X, G, X, G, X. Got close. I think that's going to have to be even smaller in the back though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it was an 8. Let's just get rid of that one. And let's put the world origin back where it's supposed to be. Cylinder with 8. E. X. Move it all the way to the back. I think Blender is one of the most coolest things ever there. The fact that they give it away for free is awesome. Now, I need something similar to the front. So, we're going to scale this one. Go back to the bounding box. We're going to scale it on Y. We'll hold off right there, move it on Y. Wish I could turn that whole ship up on the side so I have a flat surface. Scale Y. Let's move it. Scale Y some more. Okay. Getting there. I'm wondering if this is perfectly 45 degrees. These are too big. All right, let's move it back to Y0. Okay. Rotate it on X 45 degrees. Rotate on X negative 45. G on Y. Let's bring it down into place. Probably be the best place for them. Why in the world is it saying 680? 23 meters. 24 meters. I should give them a pretty good fire and arc. Exit needs to be higher. No idea. I would hope I wouldn't have to. How would you? This thing is not. Yeah, me neither. Not coming out the way I wanted. Trying to scale it on its own local axis, and it just does not want to behave. Hmm. Oh, I see what's wrong. Still ain't helping. It was a terrible way to do that. It's going to be all cockeyed. Well, in Breaking Bad, they used a car wash. Maybe you could do that. Well, it might be okay. It worked. Let's see if that can see over top. Not really. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, should be able to shoot across now. Trying to work out the firing arcs. Okay. What if I do this now? I take this, merge at last. This and this, merge at last. I take these. Oh, now I'm screwed. I want to set their positions between this one and this one. That's going to be a nightmare. Move Y. And move them on their own local axis, it would do it. It would just be straight in one direction. Maybe if I could line them up perfectly. And I'll switch it to view. Oh, there we go. I don't know what it's going to look like though. Get back to solid. I guess it's too bad. And that's the component sockets for the rear of the ship. It's kind of wonky. But now that I know what I want them to look like and about how big I want them to be, G, Y, Z, G, Now all I have to really do, make one while it's standing up correctly. Cylinder. Yeah, I made a sphere. All the way to the back. Solid again. Raise it up. Now I gotta match it. I don't know. You just have to go watch Breaking Bad. He could probably teach you how. I'm not exactly sure. You can just send it to me. Send it to me. I won't mind. Here we go. Now it's going to look right. Doop, doop. But I'm about to make tries, and I don't want tries. Z. Let's don't make a triangle. Let's just get it close. I'll send you an envelope big enough. I needed to name all these Ford. I didn't do it. I messed up. Okay, there's the good one. Where am I? This is the crappy one. Delete it. Now I got to make quads out of that. How do I make a quad out of that triangle? Got one. Let's see, mesh. Only got two. Gotta get rid of the triangles. So guess I can just split one side. Now that's no longer a triangle. Split one side over here. Join. Not a triangle, not a triangle. I'm just trying to be a stand-up comic now. On the back side, I'll do it to the other side. But that leaves me with a problem on the bottom. I need quads back here too. Don't have a face. I guess I don't need a quad. So now select none. Get rid of them. All right. Let me do a safety save. Thumb's about to give out on me. But I really want to finish this whole ship. So now that we got it the way I want it, G, Y, put it into place. Rotate X, -45. G, Z. Oh yeah. At any rate. Right in there. Still not center of that. Oh, don't need to be center, but they look better center. Ah, crap. Still don't look good. What was cheesy? Oh, his joke. Probably better ways of doing what I'm trying to do right here. Now let's try it this way. I am doing it in a stupid way. If I do it this way, it won't move on the X. Duh. What am I gonna do is this. Man, I was really doing it the hard way. But okay. It actually looks cool. How's that look? Does that look cheesy to have that thing sticking on the back end of it? See it? You guys watching? The reason it's got to set up so high is I want it to have a firing arc off the top that goes across the ship. These don't spin. These are component sockets. The users will get to decide what these individual things do. Imagine like in PUBG when they're picking up armor and they slide it into stuff on the guy. Same idea. They'll be able to customize what these emitters do. Some of them may be guns, some of them may be extra generators, anything. You're not really going to see any difference visually on the outside of the ship. It takes more time than I got. Maybe one day. But, plus it messes up the visual look of the ship, you know what I mean? But I still want them to look as if somebody had slotted a gun into here and a ship was out over here. You could fire across the top at least. I think it clears it. Yep, just, let's see if you look at it from the other side. Yep, you can see it. This is a straight on view. You can just see the tip of it sticking out. So imagine a little laser beam shooting out, hitting something somewhere. I'm thinking about firing arcs as I'm building it. So I kind of like it. I think it works. Little fins. I actually thought about making these ships with like a 50s aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Which in a way it kind of does. It ended up looking that way anyway. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I duplicate it. Okay, we're going to rotate these around the 3D cursor. So if I duplicate it, rotate it 90 degrees, boom, perfect. Life rafts. So you duplicate it, rotate it 180, boom. Duplicate it and rotate it, negative 90. Boom. All right, how about that? I'm going to smooth the silk once I figured out what I was doing. Check them out. Thank you. I gotta put a little flashing lights on it somewhere. Which will be just little square blocks. That won't be nothing. That'll be shading. But I'm gonna have to take a break. Let's see, this video's been over an hour or two. But I think it's looking pretty doggone cool myself. I mean, I've been working 3 days on this ship. Go faster, stripes. I'm thinking, like I said, I'm thinking about different skins. I think it's working pretty good. I like it. I really like it. I think, yeah, imagine about 5 or 6 of these on screen shooting at each other like World War II battleships. Real slow. Just kind of lumbering around. I got to add in the shields that go with it. There'll be big shields that, like a big capsule, which is going to be really easy to make. I was really happy with these today. The underside sensors and stuff. Once I color them, I'll give you an idea. Let's color one. I'll shade one now. Let's see. We'll add a material. We'll add a slot. Let's give it an emissive red. We're going to take area main, duplicate it, rename it main sensor emissions. And let's see. Let's go into shading. Let's give it a red instead of a blue. I want it to be dark, dark, dark red. Let's go into render. Let's go into lights. Let's turn it around. Oh, I did the whole thing. Oh, I forgot what I had to do. And right now it's lighting the entire emitter. I don't want it to do that. Let's go back to layouts. You got to go in here, just that panel, duplicate it, hit it, select it. This should have it. Get back to rendered. Yeah, it's working right now. I got my lights so doggone bright, it's kind of washing everything out. Let me cut these lights down. See, strength. And they're only at 1. 5. Taking some of it off. Yep, there it is. Looks like the back one's on there. Would like for it to be even darker. Let's go back to the shading. Bring the color down some. Oh, yeah, let's bring the strength up. 10. Wonder what that'll do. Give it a kind of a glow. I gotta figure out how to get it to look like it's shining out. What I'll do is either later tonight I'll get on here and light this thing up, or tomorrow. I think that's about it for the modeling of the ship. I'm going to try to hold it. I'm at 3,686 tries. And to keep something at low poly on a game today, they say between 3 and 5,000 triangles. So I think I've done all I can do. I really like it. But anyway, I think that's dinner time. And anybody else who watches this video in the future, I appreciate it. Just leave me a like. And other than that, I guess I'm going to see you guys in a while.